Welcome back to the Mallorca series, guys. Thank you very much for all of the support so far on this save. Today's episode, I need you to help me decide what to do in the January transfer window. So stick around and we'll get stuck into that in just a moment. You can see we've got a monthly scouting report there. First things first though, do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. And of course, if you are and you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button. And whether you are or aren't, hit that notification bell and you'll never miss a video. And also let me say thank you to Andy for contributing to the Patreon as well. Very much appreciated, my man. Thank you very much for joining the gang. Let's start with this. Let's start by replugging my controller in. And then let's start with this monthly scout report, which should be the one from Venezuela, I believe. And indeed it is. 69 to 89, 200 grand. That's a no. That's a no. Eek. Oof. Oof. Okay, so nothing for Venezuela yet then. We start with Malaga today, who are 6th and right behind us in the league. We've then got Albacete, Las Palmas, and Ponferradina, who are sat mid-table, I think. Ponferradina are 9th. Then Albacete are 14th. And Las Palmas are 20th, so it will probably be the Las Palmas game that we end up simulating today. So we'll play Malaga, we'll play Albacete, sim the midweek away game, and then play Ponferradina at home. And that should hopefully lead us nicely to the January transfer window, where we have a little bit of money to spend, about 6 million currently. Now, I don't know off the top of my head where to spend that at present. I'm thinking at centre-back. Russo has grown to 70 or 80, but he is 26 and is probably not going to grow much further than where he is right now. If I have a quick look at FIFA, Russo is potential of 74. So he can grow a little bit more, but he's not going to excel himself. So maybe we should look to buy a centre-back, drop him to the bench, so that we can sell Rayo, who's certainly not going to grow much further at all, and then bring in a new centre-back. I think that's probably my go-to at this moment in time. We have centre-mids available. We've got, obviously, youth players that we're looking at as well for a central mid role. Got plenty of wingers. Strike, I'm expecting a couple of players to be recalled, like Miejo and Jimenez, but that's not a problem. We haven't used them yet, so I'm not too fussed about that. And the rest of the side is playing pretty well. We're really pleased with what we're doing in midfield. Out wide and up top, I'm quite comfortable with the way things are right now. And DI could contribute a bit more, but he's only on loan, and I'm not massively disappointed with him. He's just been average, or not as good as the rest of the front forward-thinking players. So that's completely fine. Vegas we've already done. So looking at centre-backs on my shortlist currently, I don't even know if I have any centre-backs on my shortlist currently. I have Viejo, but that's gonna be a no. He's already out on loan somewhere, and he's probably out of our reach at this moment in time anyway, of the realms of possibility, so we'll remove him. Molanis is a player I am still contemplating because he's pretty good technically and still young. Kubo is a player I'd still love to bring to the club. He does have history at Mallorca, but obviously he's out on loan currently, so not really an option at this moment in time. Robert Sco I'm not thinking of. Conceição, probably not. Mariba is a player I'd be interested in. We tried to loan him in the summer and he turned us down. Joffrey, I still don't know anything about, and I'm really not overly sure. It's 5'5" and 61 rated at 20. Lucas Robertone is one of the highest rated and best quality players in the entire division, but I believe we're higher than Almeria. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily looking for a centre mid at this moment, so maybe we progress further as a club, then go for him. Alex Collado, I'm not thinking of signing. And Hugo Duro, I don't think I'm going to move for either, although he does have decent finishing and okay ball control and dribbling. So maybe I'll leave him on my shortlist for now. But Joffrey I'm going to remove. But the rest of the players here I would be interested in at some point in the future. But I think for now, I'd like to concentrate on a centre-back. If you guys could offer me some realistic options. We are, in fact, a lot higher than Almeria. They are... Almeria, where are you? Why have I missed you? 8th. Well, so we're not massively higher than Almeria. Only 3 places and 4 points. But we're also 3 places and 3 points off that second automatic promotion spot. So if results go our way today, we could be looking very good and a much more enticing prospect for new players in this upcoming window. So let's see what we can do away from home against Malaga and then take it from there. One thing I've just done that I forgot to do in the intro is I've taken on board your feedback, and Insua will start for us for today's episode. just to see how good he can be. We're going to start him at cam. I've dropped Ndiaye to the bench, and Danny Rodriguez is going to move to the left, just to ensure that Insua gets enough first-team football so that his potential tag doesn't drop from potential to be special. So he's going to play here away from home and start for the first, well, for all 4 games in today's episode, provided he doesn't pick up an injury. And then we'll wait and see if he has a good impact. If he does, brilliant. If he doesn't, then we'll rethink it again. But that was one thing that you guys requested. It's one thing that I'm quite happy to do. Malaga at their own ground, of course. This is the, Estadio La Rosaleda. I thought it was the Rosaleda. Rather than sit here and wait for the thingies, wait for the pre-game graphics. We'll show that Soriano is in goal. Matos, Escasi, Meyas, and Gonzalez are the back 4. Again, a bit more of a split centre-back. They do have one day sat there holding with Jairo, Jozabed, Gonzalez and Christian out wide in a 5, really. It's more of a 4-1-4-1 as far as I'm concerned. And Chavaria up top at striker. So they're obviously a good side because they've got quite a lot of previous La Liga experience. And also they're having a decent season so far this year. But fingers crossed, considering how defensively they're set up, we shouldn't have too much of a threat at the back for ourselves. But hopefully we can cause them some problems going the other way and get ourselves a good victory to start off what could be one of the best months of the save so far as we look to get ourselves really into that automatic promotion picture rather than just thinking about the playoffs. Get it out to Mbula to start things off. It's a bit of a heavy touch, but I've got support here. Cardona is there. He'll spin and work this out wide to Danny Rodriguez, whose shot unfortunately is well blocked. But positive thoughts and positive movements in the opening 5 minutes. Fabio into Chavaria. Oh, and Jozabed gets there first, and this should be and is 1-0 Malaga. Their first chance of the game, and they've taken it, and it's more clear-cut than anything I've created so far in the game. I felt like I could get there with the defender when the ball came inside here, so I tried to intercept it and just didn't quite time it right. And then he's got all the space to break into, and Jozabed makes it Malaga 1, Mallorca 0, and that's not the start we were after. We've said that quite a bit so far this season, conceding a number of early goals this year. And they've been very, very solid at the back here, Malaga. And I'm starting to understand why they play the system that they do. Because it's really working against me here. Gouffret gets a foot in well, though. And we could try and get them apart on the counter-attack here. He's just not quite got the pace to get away from Christian. But Danny Rodriguez will find Cardona, whose touch lets him down. I just needed a little bit of hold-up play for my centre-forward there, and I couldn't get it. Jozabed trying to do the same for them, and he can't do it either. Oh, but the pass is poor. Just lacking that little bit of quality at the moment, but it's to be expected with a side of the quality we have. We're not going to be able to do exactly what I want every time I want to do it, are we? Insua should win that header. He actually hasn't, and Jozabed and Escasi. Oh, outside of the post from Jozabed. Very, very nearly 2-0 there. Just a snapshot as it fell to him on the edge of the box. Taking it early, catching the keeper out. That was close to them extending their lead. It's tackled by Russo, but still they come forward here. Malaga, he's going to get an early shot away, but Koke Vegas makes a good save. And a corner that Jozabed will take for himself. Been their best player by a mile, Jozabed so far. Escasi off the bar, the defender, with a very good header. Malaga not having many chances, but the chances they are having have been very dangerous. We're 1-0 down and will be so at the break. Oh, come on. There's so much space to get to that pass. But the Malaga players are just anticipating everything a lot better than my own players are, even when it comes to passing between each other. Get away, please. That will be 1-0 down at half-time, and I need a bigger performance in the second half. Jozabed nicely lofted over the top to Chavaria, and Wande to Fabio. Back to Chavaria again, lofted in to Fabio, and a good save by Koke Vegas. He ensures that we don't fall further behind at the beginning of the second half. Malaga picking up where they left off from the first period. Yikes, that doesn't bode well. Win that header, Valiente does really well. Clearance is decent enough. Here's Wande. Nice tackle by Insua of all people, but looking to then accelerate away. He's not the fastest. I will use the support that we've got here. Hopefully we can build something in this second half, because I really want to avoid defeat at the very least against... Oh, it's a terrible pass. Really want to avoid defeat at the very least against these sides that are around us in the league. it's against them that we need to ensure that we are at least not at our worst. I don't mind occasionally dropping points to a side that are lower down in the table, so long as we can ensure that we get something from the sides around us. Because if you lose to the teams around you, then you're just not going to achieve anything. Obviously, if you would expect them to drop points against teams lower in the division as well, but ensuring you don't fall further behind against these teams that are also pressing. Oh, let me change to Insua, please. Oh, it's going to fall to Danny Rodriguez, and we'll turn inside on the right. And even though the keeper got a hand to it, Juan Soriano can't keep it out. So important to not lose to the teams that you're challenging with at the top end of the table, or equally at the bottom end regarding wherever you are in your own league season. Big goal that for Danny Rodriguez. First time he's played on the left, and he's already seemingly done more than Ndiaye has throughout the entire season so far. Great finish. That is part of the overall challenge. I'll try and work this centrally there to Fabas. And now here's Mbula, and I'm trying to hit it early. That was going so far wide that it doesn't even bear talking about. Insua will come off now because his stamina is starting to affect him. You can see his physical stats have 47. He's got stamina of 60. That's not going to help. So Puig can play a little bit further forward, perhaps. Ruth de Galarreta is a little bit more defensive. Let's bring Junior on. And with Danny Rodriguez back centrally and move Junior out wide. And Fabas can come off and Puig can come on in that midfield role. Let's see what we can do in these final 15 minutes with those two changes to try and get ourselves back in the game. They're making a change as well out wide. Christian going off and Busafiane coming on. In there to Cardona. Been a great source of goals for us so far this season. And Junior with that acceleration, but not the finishing quality on the end of the shot. Up for that, please, Sanchez. Well done. And full to Cardona. And Danny Rodriguez scored a goal from out wide. He could score a goal from through the middle. Danny Rodriguez may be one of our older players. Maybe one of the Asian players that will find himself not in the starting lineup sooner than some others. But he is certainly having a huge impact on our season. Pretty sure he and Mark Cardona combined are our best goal scorers and goal contributors with regards to assists as well. And it was Cardona that set through Danny Rodriguez there. He's got a brace now in this game. One from out wide, one from central. Danny Rodriguez is the man in this save right now. He's not kind of feeling the pressure of wearing that captain's armband. He is leading by example. And he may well have single-handedly given us victory here against Malaga and turned it completely around on its head. Back to Sanchez. Through there to Cardona. Out to Mbula. I'll loft this. Both looking for Cardona, but only find the defender, unfortunately. But we have the lead and are holding on to it, and time is ticking down. And I don't think Malaga are going to create much more. It's 2-1 to Mallorca now. We did concede very late on against Tenerife, so I'm not going to take anything for granted yet. But we've gotten that away, and it's found a teammate as well. So that should be all she wrote for this fixture now. Danny Rodriguez is the man for me right now. My captain and my saviour on this particular occasion. 2 goals for him, 2 goals for us, and a turnaround from 1-0 down to take all 3 points from La Rosaleda. And we will hopefully continue in that vein for the rest of the day. Albacete was up next. I missed the in-game graphics as they were coming up, so here is their formation. They've got Tanner sat behind Fuster, but he's slightly offset. I don't know as that's really going to change the way that they play at all, considering the rest of the side is a pretty usual, pretty normal 4-2-3-1 wide. Maybe Tanner can have a bit more of an effect there, or maybe he's just going to roam a bit behind Fuster and have a bit more freedom to kind of pop up wherever he wants. I don't know how this would play, so let's go and find out. Out to Alvaro Pena and Danny Torres over the top nicely to Caballo. Early cross. This should be pretty comfortably dealt with. Why he didn't header that, I have no idea. He's let it drop, then cleared it against the man that was stood next to him, and it nearly just rebounded into the back of the net. That could quite easily have been a very awkward, embarrassing 1-0 lead for Albacete. Get that back to the midfield via Valiant, Fabas and Mbula. Cardona's making the burst into that box. And need that hold-up play, which sometimes is there, sometimes is not from Mark Cardona. On this occasion, he's done all right until I tried to play a pass that probably wasn't really available. And it's cost me possession. So 20 minutes in, is minimal action so far. Although here come Albacete again, and I'm going to have to draw a centre-back out towards the attacker here. Alvaro dealt with well enough. Kufre in the way of the shot, and Sanchez wins the header. I've set Insua to get into the box for crosses. He's 6'5", and we haven't seen him in a heading situation even remotely enough recently. So I want it. There you go. Look, he's starting to make that move now to get into. Well, I was hoping to get into the box for the cross, but to be fair, he's actually positioned himself brilliantly. And can he find Cardona? He can. Oh no, Danny Rodriguez in the way. Cardona did brilliantly to hold the ball up. Stumbled a bit with a shove in the back. If he'd have gone to ground, maybe he could have got a penalty, but still able to turn and get the shot away. And for everything Danny Rodriguez has done right so far today, he was in the way there. Now Kufre could get back involved at left back, but he's dived in there of his own accord. I didn't ask him to tackle there, he just lunged at it. Danny Torres with a turn that's well dealt with. Right, Cardona, make me a run I can use, please. That is certainly a run I can use. Mark Cardona is not the fastest, but he should have enough pace to stay away from the defender here. And it's a simple finish for him. I'll check, actually, our goal scorer charts after this game, but Mark Cardona and Danny Rodriguez have been the two guys to score the majority of our goals, and they're the two guys that are scoring our goals today. We lead by 1-0 at home against Albacete. Could be another big 3 points for us here. Tanna to Torres. Looking over the top. Dealt with by Casas. One of our lowest rated players, but also one of the players that hopefully will grow well enough to ensure that he proves a long-term success at the club. And Bula is in behind here. I've got two to aim for, and Insua is the one I'm going to look for. The 6'5" man, that was off a defender. Very nearly an own goal for Albacete. They win that header challenge well. It's fallen to Insua, who's turned brilliantly. Just need to find a second man. So close to a second. Danny Rodriguez. Soft target, isn't it? You can tell from the way the goalkeeper isn't really bothered about that whatsoever. How did that nearly end up in the back of the net? Insua just causing problems by being in there. The big 6'5" frame meant that the defender tried to get something on it and nearly turned it into his own net. We lead by 1-0 at half-time. We're playing well and are the better team. So, see it through, Ches. Kolosisak. In a dangerous area here for Albacete. Alvaro Jimenez arrives in support. Kufre, rock solid at left back. Oh, come on, Danny. Rock solid for us at left back in this save so far, Kufre. Oh, hello. Calm down, mate. Getting a little bit flamboyant here, Albacete, but they need to remember they're still 1-0 down, so the flamboyance can wait until you've got an equaliser at least, I'd have thought, from the manager's point of view. That's a hell of a ball to Danny Caballo, who's onside, but Ismael Casas, thankfully, is in the way of the resultant shot, and there was an offside in there. Deary me, what a ball from out wide. It's the guy that was initially, I thought might have been offside, was offside, but later than thought he might have been. What a ball out wide that was. And what a flick out wide on this side it was as well. Albacete strutting their stuff. But they're still 1-0 down, so you can strut as much as you like. But we're the ones that are going to be walking normally away with all 3 points if things stay as they are. Kolosisak into Alvaro Jimenez. They've brought on Diamanca, who's in possession immediately here. Manu Fuster playing the 1-2s around. And Kolosisak has space. This surely is going to be... Oh, he's played the pass! I was waiting for the shot. So I went to block it with the defender by pressing B, and he's passed it. Diamanca with an immediate impact off the bench. I think I may even have ended up bumping my goalkeeper here. I got a bump off the defender, and yeah. I don't think the keeper would have saved it anyway, but I certainly haven't helped issues there by knocking him further out of the way. Oh, dearie me, that was calamitous at the back from Mallorca. 21 minutes to go, and Albacete have their equaliser, and again... we are going to need more than one if we're to get the victory. Ball pinged out to Alvaro Jimenez. Let's make sure we don't concede a second, let alone try and score a second before the end of the game. Down the line there to Diamanca. Certainly had the impact off the bench that his manager would have hoped he would have done when he made the substitution. Pretty immediate when the goal came. Here's Tanna to Diamanca again. Back to Tanna. Kufre chasing the ball about. Diamanca, I don't want to foul him. Little flick. Kolosisak has the man available in the middle there to try and find. I'm worried about that. Good tackle by Valiant. Forward quickly. Looking for Danny Rodriguez, who's found well. Cardona's going to make that run. And I will look for him. And it's a good pass. Come on, Mark, please. It's literally now or never. And it is now! In stoppage time, we've done it again! It's not the first or second time we've scored late on to seal a victory or recover a point. Again, late hero Mark Cardona gives us all 3 points. Everybody down to the corner to celebrate. Keepers loving it, and so am I. Vamos! 2-1 Mallorca. We're going to get 3 points against Albacete, and we can head to the game midweek to simulate away from home against Las Palmas, hoping that we can continue a run of good form. Oh, Mark Cardona, you have come up trumps again, sir, and he intercepts that as well. I bought Murillo on for Insua with Danny Rodriguez inside, but that move barely had chance to even happen. Oh, huge goal for Mark Cardona. Huge goal for Mallorca in a tight game where Albacete dominated the latter stages of it. Let's go. Big win. I said I wanted to check, actually, who my top goal scorer was at the minute. It's either Cardona or Danny Rodriguez. It's actually Danny Rodriguez. Although, actually, if you look at on the right-hand side, they both have 9 in the league. Danny Rodriguez just scored 2 in pre-season. And they both have 5 assists as well. Well, how's that for a dream partnership, like for like? 9 goals, 5 assists each for Cardona and Danny Rodriguez. My next highest goal scorer is Undiai with 4. Kufre has 2 and 3 assists. Fabas with 2. So we certainly are reliant on a couple of players right now. Apparently, Pablo Vacace out on loan at Ponferradina, who we play at the end of the episode. He's having a wonderful season. 8 goals in 15 games so far this year. Alegria on loan at Zaragoza is also having a decent loan spell as well with 6 in 17. And Stoichkov out at... Is that Sabadell? I'm not sure. Is it Sabadell? It is Sabadell. He's got 4 and 2 assists in 17 as well. So a number of our players are actually out on loan at other teams in this league. In fact, almost all of them are on loan at other teams in this league. Oh, that was such a big 3 points. Such a big 3 points. I don't want international. Remind me next time I make a save to just turn international management off because I'm not interested in it. Oh, yes, I was going to say be good. Sheriff Bay! He's not what I'm after. I swear I searched for I asked to search for attackers and he's brought me back a centre-back or central midfielder. But wow, he could be phenomenal. He's probably not going to be. 71 to 94, but 250 grand is not the best of starting spots. We're going to get a worldy goalkeeper as well. 2.3 mil, that's a banging player. I can't wait to see what he actually looks like. Any of these guys any good? It doesn't look like it. Hamey is still looking like our best option in goal and continually will be. But wow, let's have a look at that young Cameroonian player. 67 rated at centre mid. I don't need centre mid. I asked for attackers, maybe because he's registered as being able to play at cam as well. But oh, look at those technical stats. 78 free kick accuracy, 79 curve, 75 crossing, 75 long shots and 71 short passing. He can get involved in the first team almost immediately. Let me put a development plan on him right now. I won't call him up just yet because we've plenty of other players in that role and I'd need to move some more on before we think about calling him up. But I'll train him box to box for 11 weeks and hopefully that means that he can grow into a phenomenal player. Sheriff Bay could be an absolute hero for us in this save. We've a couple of players we could consider moving on, although how old is Fabas? 24. Sanchez is 23, I think. He is. De Galarreta is 27. So maybe he comes in and replaces De Galarreta. I'm not sure. He might just be a money spinner for us at the end of the day. But it looks like he could have phenomenal potential. Still waiting for that really key and high potential goalkeeper. And similarly, the technically gifted Venezuelan, Tiam, the youngster that we called up before, I changed his position from a centre forward to a cam, and I'm hoping that that will improve his overall. It doesn't, unfortunately, but we can continue to train him, and in just 1 or 2 weeks, he can grow yet further. I'd like to get his pace to go up. To be fair, it says 1 week there, but I'll try and specialise him a little bit. We'll go for playmaker because his dribbling's already pretty decent. Shadow Striker maybe. Actually, just get that sprint speed up. Shadow Striker, let's go for that. He's probably not going to be amazing for us, but he is only 15 and could grow a little bit. Again, could be a money spinner. Right, Las Palmas away is a game we are going to sim, but I'm going to have to rotate a little bit to do so. Let's put in the in for the simulated game with a higher rating. And I'll put De Galarreta in there as well. And Murillo can go in on the right-hand side. We've got players that are tired as well, so it makes sense to rotate them out for this. And we will quick sim. And we'll get a solid 3-0 win. Valiente, Amath with 2. Diego with a brace. Back into the starting lineup. And on the score sheet, I think he's only scored once for me in a played game. Twice at most. But now that's 6, I think, for him all told, isn't it? Junior wants to talk about his contract. Plenty of time left yet, son. Probably going to end up selling you in January to hopefully be able to afford a new striker. And there is a risk of losing 4 players. Now, Sanchez, Danny Rodriguez, Russo, I want to keep. Lago Junior, I'm not too fussed about ensuring that I keep at the club. But I'm going to go and have a press conference, deal with those contracts, and I'll see you against Ponferradina. Ponferradina have Gaspar in their midfield. A Crespo, of no relation to Hernan, I don't believe. Saul Crespo. Another 4-2-3-1 here. Romero up top. Sanchez wide right. I don't know whether Elitim is offset as well. I'll have a quick check and see if he is. Is he offset too? Is he? No. Bit more orthodox from Ponferradina here. They too, mid-table this season. Not amazing, but not the worst. And they do have someone on loan from us, of course, in their squad. So they have players of some quality at least. We'll see what we can do here. We're in good form, though. This is probably the best form we've been in all season, just before the January transfer window. Pudge, could do with a bit of touch from you there, mate. So we should be one of the hottest teams to move to in this league. And one of the most attractive teams to move to in this league come the January transfer window. That's what we hope anyway. I have actually had to rotate for this game due to fitness. So Rayo is in, Olivan is in on the left, Gamez is in on the right, Pudge in midfield, and Junior on the left. Cardona starts up top at striker whilst being slightly tired. And I didn't realise this. I don't know how I didn't realise this to this point. But when I was doing all of those contracts in between the last game and this one, didn't realise Mark Cardona is actually only on loan with us. So next season, I absolutely would like to buy him permanently if we can and have the budget to do so. Here's Gaspar. That's a sharp turn and nicely done indeed. But Rayo gets in and blocks a second time. Mondelgado, Frank Gamez is in the way. And we're going to counter with Mbula. Cardona didn't quite make the move I wanted him to there. Danny Rodriguez has support short from Sanchez. And, you are well offside there, Junior. I didn't even get the chance to just give it a good old thwack. We'll stay at 0-0 for now, but Ponferradina do look dangerous. Hey, I'm going to have to turn around and go back the other way. Sanchez. Cardona. Cross there to Pudge. It's a good touch, and he's gotten away from a number of people here, and Cardona's in a good area. Danny Rodriguez out to Lago Junior, blocked, but Cardona's onside, and if he can win this header ahead of the keeper, which he can't do, unfortunately, we aren't able to take a 1-0 lead. That's just perfectly weighted over the top of the midfielder. That's perfectly weighted over the top of Cames as well. So Crespo, they love a little lofted pass, don't they, Ponferradina? Here's Romero, bearing down on goal. Runners around him. Rayo in the way. And now we'll try and counter then. Cross to Pudge. The extra pace that he has over a couple of other of my central midfielders is actually very important. Danny Rodriguez will get that to Mbula. He'll work it inside. Oh, I just needed that extra touch. But Pudge, good look for Cardona here. It could be a perfect assist. It's what he does for me on FM. It's what he does for me at Mallorca. Now Pujmal with the assist. And Marc Cardona with the goal. Mallorca 1, Ponferradina 0. Jurgen to Sal Crespo. Trying to put bodies behind the ball here. Make ourselves hard to break down. Gaspar back to Moy Delgado. Sal Crespo. That's a nice ball into Jurgen, who's in a good position here, and he's got people available in the middle. He tried to look for him. Valiente will clear it. Cardona he took a touch, and then I tried to turn with the ball. The ball was controlled, then he turned, but the ball didn't come with him. Thankfully, we've won it back. Well, go on then, Danny. Why not? If I could play the right pass, you could be in. Danny Rodriguez. As we've seen today, he and Cardona have the same amount of goals for us, and that continues to be the case. Although Cardona will now have an extra... Oh, actually, was it Cardona that played it through to him? I'm not sure if it was, actually. But regardless, they've both scored 10 goals now. And if Cardona got the assist, he'll actually be edging it assist-wise. But Danny Rodriguez has been brilliant. Insua is the future of that cam role, but you cannot underestimate how important getting the most out of Dani Rodriguez has been in this first season at Mallorca. He may well be our starting cam next season as well. Insua needs to up his fitness and his stamina if he's to be able to play regular first-team football. He's missed this game because his stamina is as poor as it is, but I can only up that with training and more game time. So I'll try my best to do so. We have ourselves a 2-0 lead here against Ponferradina, and this is one of the more comfortable games we've had so far this season. And Dani Rodriguez could be in again, is in again, but hasn't scored again. Fran James to Mbula. We could yet get a third goal before the end of the first half. They're backing off Cardona. The shot. Oh! Is rifled in! I need to sign that man permanently. He's got potential of 79, but obviously with dynamic potential we could take him further, and wow. They just backed off him, so I thought, well, I'll get the shot in if I can, and like an arrow, rocketing into that back left corner, well, from the keeper's side anyway, right-hand corner as Cardona was firing it off. Oh, I love that. 3-0. Wow. Is Puigmal. Nice turn. Cardona. Oh, he sent one defender. Oh, does squeeze the shot off, but with the reverse shot, trying to find the far bottom corner, doesn't quite get it right. Nor do we get that header. Oh, hello. Nor do we get that header right either. I'm going to lunge for it. He's sent me for toast. Oh, dearie me. What is going on? Jurgen over the top for Romero as Ponferradina look to find themselves a way back into the game. Ivan Rodriguez in the box. Here's Romero. Got options. Silva, Kuro, Romero, Silva. This has excellently worked and it's just opened up for them. Koke Vegas makes a big save but can't stop the rebound. Jurgen gives Ponferradina a teeny slither of hope in this game. 3-1 now. Well, that's a decent ball by Delgado. Sal Crespo turns around the corner well to Gaspar, and it's 3-2. And this is not over yet. Yikes. Ponferradina are very much back in the game now. Time for a change. You can see Cardona is shattered. So we'll bring Insua on instead of Undiai. Insua's going to be more of the future here. So we'll go for Insua. Can I sort those around? Did he get a better? There we go. We'll do that. We'll put Rodriguez up top. He has a better rating and gets boosts. I'll take Pudge off for De Galareta as well. And for now, hopefully those two changes can see us either hold on to what we've got or extend the lead back up again to at least 2 goals. Ponferradina making a fight of this is 3-2. Really not long to go now. We've got a throw and the ball is in their half. And we could at least waste some time, if not, actually, cause them some problems and maybe look for a fourth. Salvador knocks it forward. We win the header, but there's still time. That's loose. Please go out of play. It has. We're going to see this through. They've made it very nervy at the end, Ponferradina. So I nearly give them possession again. But we will see it through and get 3 points. Oh, yeah, smiles on the faces of the home fans, but they're kind of awkward smiles, like, oh, we got away with one there. A 3-0 lead, very nearly thrown away, as Real Sporting drop points against Castellon as they lose. That's huge for us, because Sporting are in and around the top area of the league challenging. There's actually no more games over the Christmas period. There's a winter break in Spain, so our next game isn't until the 10th of January, almost for a full month. So we have got plenty of time between now and the January transfer window and the next game. No, it's fine. You're not going anywhere, Fabas. And keep pushing yourself, Danny. You've been very, very, very good for me right now. We've had a transfer offer for Lago Junior, £5 million from Besiktas. I will negotiate that and try and sell him for a little bit more. I am open to letting Lago Junior go. Proposing the transfer fee. Would you give me 7.5? It would really make the window coming up a lot better for us if we can get this sale through. We could certainly open up our potential options a lot better from 12 to 13 million pounds rather than 6 as we previously had. If we can guarantee that this deal goes through for at least something. Really? Okay. They bid 5. They wouldn't pay 6. they never negotiated away from anything other than 5. Right, fine, okay. Well, let's see then how the league table looks as we end the calendar year and the episode. We've played an extra game. Haha, I was going to say, we are into second. But Alcacon and Girona have games in hand. Girona can't actually catch us, so we are, even if everybody wins their match day 21 and net third, and Espanyol are still unbeaten and have won 17 of their opening 20 games. They are remarkable this year. But we are building up a head of steam now and are going to be in a very, very promising position for this January transfer window. I'm not sure if we beat Lugo, which I hope we will. The next round of the cup comes, but I may split January into 2. I'm not sure. I don't know as I will or not. I haven't decided yet. It depends how quickly I can get some feedback from you guys with regards the potential centre-back signing. But for now, that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, I'm looking for a centre-back. So please, centre-back options that aren't expensive and are preferably realistic with the level that we're at, with the potential that we're looking for. Okay, good. Precedent set, information passed on. Let me know what to do. I'll see you next time.